What up? What up? The crew is back at you with fantasy news today.
What?
It's 3/16 day.
What?
We're going to be talking about some free agent signings.
What?
We're going to be talking about some pissed off quarterbacks.
What?
We're going to be talking about some players getting released.
What?
We're going to sprinkle in a Scott Hall tribute.
What?
And we're definitely going to be saying one thing the entire show.
What?
As I make my way, the fact I'm still alive, my claim to fame is no surprise. I'm on a rise, finna stake my claim. Separate me from the others, cause we ain't the same. Ask my brothers from another, we ain't for play. Time is money, so we got no time to waste. Soon as this thing's moving, it can't be stopped. Blue bands in my pocket, call that juggernaut.
In the world today takes everything you've got. Taking a break from all your work sure would help a lot.
You know the stat quo. Finna get a bag, bustin' down that blow. Out of east side.
Oh, yeah. What up? What up? Fantasy football hustler back at you.
What?
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah. We're
Hey,
gonna have
you're
so
tuned
many
in.
Stone Cold-isms.
You're tuned in to Fantasy News today because it's the best damn podcast. And that's the bottom line. What?
Hell yeah. So make sure you count the amount of whats. Whoever counts the correct amount of whats
What?
at the end of the show,
What?
you're not going to get anything, but you will get a pat on the back.
What?
What?
Hess in the building. What up, bro?
What up, Hess?
Uh-oh. Breaking news. My man Lee, he is all over the news, so I didn't
What?
even see this one yet. The Titans are releasing wide receiver Julio Jones.
What?
Oh, damn.
I said they ain't holding on to him. What? I said they're letting him go. What? I said he's unable to stay on the team.
What?
I said he's hitting free agency.
What?
The Titans, Julio Jones comes in. He's like, hey, are you guys going to keep me? No way that that's going to happen.
Hey, he stopped the tendency
He
to
said,
listen to some country music. I said he stopped to listen to some country music.
What?
He joined the Titans, had a cup of coffee.
What?
I said Java.
What?
I said 2 shots of espresso
What?
and a high ankle sprain.
What?
What up, Robert? He said, get your smoke in since I got to leave for work soon. Let's smoke it up for the whole 420 crew.
Hey man, you
Derek
gotta
in
get
the
high
house.
and go
What
to
up,
work.
bro?
It's 4 minutes to 4:20 on the East Coast, but we can go early.
Let's get
Hey.
it.
Who doesn't get high and go to work?
Yeah. No, he's just saying that he has to leave the stream soon to go to work. So let's get it in.
Well, listen to this though. I fully expect. I live in a world where I think everybody's high, like especially people in high stress jobs. Hey, when I'm jumping on the plane, I swear to God, that motherfucker's high driving that shit.
Oh, yeah.
I seen the movie with Denzel. What?
I seen it.
I said on the silver screen.
What?
What? I said DVD.
What?
Denzel,
What?
my man.
I was watching Stone Cold and The Undertaker go back and forth. And it was like Stone Cold ran out of things to say. And he was like, why does that say Dead Man Inc. on your shirt? What? Does it mean you bought the farm? What? Kicked the box? What? Just like kept going about that as many terms
6 feet
as
below.
Hey, so do you know the story behind that? Like how he came up with the what thing?
Derek, go kill it at the casino, bro. I'm sad I'm not in Vegas yet, though. We're not able to hang out, bro, but good luck. So,
But seriously, you guys
Go
know
ahead.
that story though?
I've heard
the only
the story.
thing that I've heard is that it all kind of came up in a voicemail to Christian.
Exactly. Voicemail to Christian. He just started going off and just like talking about all the shit he's gonna do, going what afterwards, and then they just started doing it on the show, and it stuck.
It's crazy too because like there's certain guys you can almost say, and I mean, the Stone Colds, The Rock. I mean, shit, Chris Jericho. You know, guys who could just hold these crowds in the palm of their hand. And
Oh, yeah.
take
Anything they
something like
say is
what?
gold.
I said in the palm of his hand,
What?
5 fingers,
What?
a palm,
What?
a thumb.
What?
This little piggy went to the market.
What?
2 birds.
Yeah, what up, David P? Said your ass better call somebody. Yeah.
Wait, that's Road Dogg.
Yeah.
But we love it anyway.
Hey, you know, Road Dogg. Hey, real quick on some Stone Cold isms. Road Dogg, that was him and Stone Cold. They were like pun intended. They were road dogs. They
I thought it
would
was him
travel
and
together.
badass Billy Gunn.
Yeah. Oh yeah, my bad. That's what I meant.
Yeah.
He would travel with badass Billy Gunn, and he'd be like, you know, Billy's a big son bitch, you know, and you know, we go out and have some drinks, and I'd be like, hey, you're gonna drive, and he'd be putting the key in the door, and I just come up and forearm him, bah! Like they would fight, like he would always try to fuck up Billy Gunn all day.
Oh yeah,
because he was the youngster, man, like to
right.
him anyways. And
yeah, and then
Stone Cold
Billy,
said if he allowed you to take the wheel, he had mad respect for you as a wheel.
yeah. And look at Billy is a big fucker. He's a big son bitch. So he could like,
Yeah,
and you know, yeah, he's a bull. He's a literal bull rider. Like he was a competition bull rider growing up. So this guy can grab a hold of you and you ain't going nowhere. So he would always be like, Steve, stop, Steve. I'm gonna hurt you, Steve. And he'd be like, oh, you ain't hurt nobody. You're hurt. And he's just fucking with him, right? And he'd be like, all right, I'm gonna let you go. You done? Yeah, I'm done. Then he'd let him go. Then he'd hit him again. You know what I mean? And then like, and then he said he took it all the way to the hotel room because they were sharing a motel room, right? And he says the moment he opens the door, he just hits him, right? And it hits Billy Gunn into the door, and the motherfucker goes splinters. You know what I mean? And he said they're wrestling, tussling, they're rearranging furniture. You know what I mean? And then it's all in good fun, and they leave. They go to the next state over, or not the next state, the next event, and he realizes he's like, God damn it, my gold chain. You know, the one that Brian Pillman gave him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
So they went back, and then they like they were moving furniture again. They just flipping everything over till they found that son bitch. You know what I mean?
Crazy bastards. What up, Antonio? Glad you made it on 316 day, bro.
Yeah. Hey, you know, the tradition for 316 day, you got to either like flip people the double bird somewhere today, right? Just let them know, hey, you know what I mean? Right in their face, too. You know, it's awesome 316 day.
Like
you know
right in their face, like you used to do to Vince McMahon.
Or, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I would say stomp a mud hole in someone's ass, but you don't want to go to jail, right? Maybe today, maybe get 2 beers. You know what I mean? Do the self cheers. And pound those joints, you know what I mean? Or
I thought about doing that for the show, but all I have are bottles, and I didn't want to fucking break them.
Yeah, I want to do that. I would make such a mess. Like this needs to be like outside somewhere, like not around all this electrical.
Listen, the one time that I did that on the circle, and I fucking had the beer, and I went like that, dude. Yeah, just fucking beer everywhere. It was a bad idea.
Yeah, I like beer to go from the can inside my stomach. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
like Sports Talk with Jake in the building. What up?
What up?
Path of least resistance.
Oh, and Robert throwing it out there.
Austin 316 says I just whipped your ass.
Yeah.
Thumping your
that's
Bible.
a new one, right? Is that a new one we got?
I've had that. No, I've had that. I
Okay.
just don't pull it out too often.
Yeah, that's a good one. I like that one.
Antonio said I flipped someone off today, but I forgot it was 316 day when I did. Just living
That's
the
just a
life.
normal day for Antonio.
It's just something in the air. Even when you don't know, you know.
And Stu in the building. What up? He said Bogard on the clock, WWF 11, and that's the bottom line because Stone Cold said so. Now, how's about them
so you
Cowboys?
said you want me to make a pick? A selection, a designation.
What?
Maybe I send a trade out.
What?
Maybe I make them wait.
What?
Impatient.
What?
Then I make them wait some more.
What?
Yeah. All right, let's get to some of this news. And this isn't any official news, but it's just really funny. So it's what we're going to lead the show off with. It's Baker Mayfield getting all pissed off. He made an appearance on that Stone Cold show that they had. I forget what the hell it was called. And they were like riding like electric recliners and shit, electric lazy boys and crazy types of shit through the city of Cleveland. And after the Browns had their little meeting with Watson, Baker pretty much like put a farewell message like on social media. It was really long.
He basically was thanking Cleveland and this. Hey, listen, man, that guy is in his feelings. You know what I mean? But for what it's worth.
Well, hold on, let me finish. So whether Watson comes or not, he said he's already considering other offers.
How is he considering offers?
I have no idea. Do you think he has ties to Hollywood? I mean, he has more commercials than he has touchdowns.
You know, that's probably what he means, that he has, like, he could be a talking head easily somewhere. I mean, you know, Prime Video or Prime on Amazon, they're actively looking for somebody to pay big buku dollars to call games on a Thursday night. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It could end up being Marshawn Lynch. Like we already heard that him and Amazon might have something going on. That would be insane. Could you imagine Baker Mayfield and Marshawn Lynch? Like
he'd be like, hey, bro, they pulling the stunt. He didn't see him come around the corner. Bam! Upside the head, he got Molly Watt, bro.
Big BS, what up, bro? He said, I got to go to the El Segundo Stone Cold Brewery. That shit's dope. Hell yeah.
Hey, I lost my wallet in El Segundo one time.
At the Stone Cold Brewery? Did you get pickpocketed there?
No, it's not. It's that's a Tribe Called Quest song.
Oh, yeah.
I always get multi-titled.
I haven't seen it anywhere, but heard it's pretty good.
Yeah, I'm not so much into beers. I'm just smoking, and if I drink, I'll end up getting liquor. What up, Ron? Yeah, what up? What Tyrant? What do you think about Baker Mayfield? Crying and showing his feelings. I mean, not physically crying, but everything that we're hearing.
Yeah, it's just show us some more on the field, and maybe we'll have your back. It ain't nothing to me. I think it's interesting what the Browns are doing. The Browns could be going, after. It's just a weird offseason right now.
Hold on, man. I gotta say something, man. Baker is a bad motherfucker, man. He's a bad motherfucker, but that system makes anybody look good. And if you ain't, and last year he was injured.
Well, it doesn't make anyone look good. There's a lot of bad looking quarterbacks.
Okay, hold on. The system's quarterback friendly.
Right.
The system's Jimmy G in that same type of system, because it's the Kubiak system over there with Stefanski. You know what I'm saying? That shit is a Shanahan system. It's all the same shit. Not all the same, but all the it's little nuances that are different. I'm just saying though, that's why he wants to go elsewhere.
I got a question though. Do you think, because he should have had a surgery when he first got hurt? He kept playing, he kept getting banged up, kept getting shit worse. Do you think this is him like getting all
listen, man, they were 6 and listen, you know why he didn't do that? When going into week 12, they were 6-5, tied in a 3-way tie with everyone in the division.
That's also him looking out for the team and not himself.
I mean, you got to look at when he first gets injured. You know what I'm saying? Tell me what week that was. It was that week like 5.
I swear it was early. It had to be somewhere between week 4 and 6.
Well, here's what happened. I know he got hurt in the game against Arizona, so that'll put us on a timeline. But that was the first injury because he hurt his shoulder. Then he really tore it like the following week. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and it got like way worse.
Yeah, and you know what?
And who'd you say it was against?
It was against Arizona. That was where he injured the shoulder the first time. So look, if he gets the surgery, right, that already puts the Browns in the driver's seat for his contract talks. So he tried to play it out. He bet on himself playing hurt, but that hurt has caused more. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That hurt has caused more. But I mean, listen, not everybody's Kirk Cousins, bro, where they can put money up, like put a bet on themselves and not get hurt and then get all the guaranteed money. Only Kirk Cousins does that.
Arizona was week 6.
So there it was. So I hit it right on the head. He got injured week 6. Then like the following week, as when he tore it completely.
Yeah.
And then
that
they
was
had
that
to hit him with the
versus
duct tape.
Denver on Thursday night. Imagine that on a short week on a Thursday night is when he really fucked himself up.
Yeah, because then when was the game against the what game was it against? It was against the Broncos when Case Keenum started. What game? That was a Thursday night.
Yeah, so that was the week after Arizona.
Okay. All right. So here, let me reverse this. He got hurt week 5, then against Arizona, that's when he tore his shit.
So week 5 was the Chargers.
Yep. Yeah, that game was crazy too. Remember that?
Yep.
It was funny because we were I remember being on the show with you making fun of Baker because it's like, how does he have like the 300-yard outing? But it's like a big fantasy game, but everyone's partying except him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right.
Because he's moving the ball and they punch it in down there. That's frustrating if you're a quarterback and you know you're good because the system works in spite of the quarterback. You know what I'm saying? Like,
well, it's a run.
Like Stephon Diggs back in Minnesota when he was with Stefanski. He complained like shit because, hey, man, it's a run-first system. Half the time, you're just taking off the top so they can't stack the box on the run.
Oh,
right?
Shit, we got some breaking news. Former Packers pass rusher Zanderia Smith signed a 4-year, $35 million deal, max value of $50 million with the Baltimore Ravens.
So he went back to the Ravens.
Wow.
Because hold on. Actually, correct me if I'm wrong. Because I know Preston Smith and Zanderia Smith both came to Green Bay in 2019 in free agency, right? But one of the Smiths came from Baltimore. Was it Zadarius?
Yeah.
That's
tight. He was
there. He was 4th round 2015 draft in Baltimore Ravens.
Yeah. 15 to 18 is when
he's 29 years old, right? He's 29 years old. Hey, bro, this is great because they have zero pressure against opposing QBs.
Right.
Yeah. They had zero. They lost Matt Judon, and Matt Judon's a do-it-all, right? Yeah. And then he does it all. Let's go.
Yeah, so, I mean, got to like this for the Ravens. I mean, their pass rush, they need it. They haven't had any in a while, and, I mean, that's another reason why their offense is stuck in their defense isn't really creating a bunch of turnovers, all that kind of shit, letting offenses extend drives left and right.
Let's we got this thing going now. Let's start running down some of these joints that we already know of, too, because today was a nice, interesting day as well. You know
so I'm going with we'll go with the newer stuff first.
Okay.
But some of the new stuff for the Raiders. We got the Raiders picked up
Chandler
Jones.
Yeah.
That was a big time move for them.
That is awesome.
Yeah, I just saw that. That is a damn good move.
I mean, like, you're looking around your division, you got pass rushing motherfuckers outside of the Chiefs, though, because the Chiefs only got Frank Clark right now and Chris Jones. You know what I mean? Like, as far as, like, guys who can come off the edge, because they do have Chris Jones coming off the edge at times. They don't just have him playing, interior. You know what I mean?
And now this move was right after they make a trade with the Colts. So Raiders they're doing some things. They trade Yannick Ngakoue over to the Colts, and they're receiving Rock Ya-Sin.
Wow.
So Ngakoue, I mean, he's
Ngakoue's in a really good spot here.
Oh yeah, like I think he's going to be better on the Colts than he ever would be with the Raiders.
Now I don't like the Chandler Jones pickup as much because I wasn't aware of Ngakoue being traded away. I thought now you're about to have like a fearsome threesome. Pause.
But I don't know how they would really all fit in though, because I mean they're all edge rushers.
Well, I mean, you still got
Chandler Jones, he could play outside linebacker too, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I'm saying, like he plays linebacker as well. He's not just coming off the edge.
Yeah, I mean, I like this move for both teams because, I think Yannick's going to do a little bit better with the Colts than he did with the Raiders. He was all right with the Raiders, but for fantasy, he kind of sucked. He just wasn't getting to the QB a lot. And then Rock Ya-Sin, I mean, he's not a shutdown corner, but he's like 10 times better than anybody they have over there right now.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, that's fact.
I mean, that ain't saying much, but yeah.
Yeah, because there's
that's all you got to say.
Yeah.
That's all you got to say is they got Rocky Ya-Sin because he's already better than everyone they got.
Yeah.
Well,
You
right.
couldn't
Yeah,
name-
that's
Tell
what
me
I'm saying.
one Raiders corner right now. You can't
Yeah.
do it.
Well, yeah. Yeah.
We
a
don't know
number
their
one on-
names.
He's a number one QB on damn near any team. So I mean, he really raises the Raiders secondary there. And here you go, Ronald. Here's another one. Hassan Reddick signing in Philly. That's gonna
I
be
like
big
that a
for
lot.
them.
I like that a lot. Philly's always somebody who got pressure on opposing QBs, bro.
Yeah.
In that playoff game, they got spanked by the Buccaneers, but they still got to him 5 times.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
5-time champ.
5 times.
5 time. Booker T, gotta love him too.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
also from Texas. Well, yeah.
Yeah, definitely. All right. So, how about some weird news that happened today? So, on Monday, we hear that JD McKissick is going to be signing a 2-year deal with Buffalo. It's like 7 or 8 mil, something like that. And then today, we hear that he said, I didn't sign shit. I'm staying in Washington.
He said,
Nothing's official yet.
Just the tampering period.
hey, you know what? Maybe first of all, if this is a poor way of thinking, they're going to be like, all right, we'll give you $8 million. You know what I mean? It's like, hold for 7?
No, so they said it's literally the exact same amount of money.
No, I'm saying if this is JD McKissick's way of trying to get Buffalo to like negotiate, like, hey, I'm staying. Oh, well, we'll give you $1 million more. Okay.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
this
It's not a good plan. Is all I'm saying for JD.
It's like thinking like JD. I don't understand the logic here because I feel like no matter which team he was on, he's going to have a similar role. He's probably going to be the third down guy. Yeah. You know, he's going to be the pass catching guy, not going to get too much run. Right. You know, maybe like a 35 to 40% snap guy, you know, on his good games. But Buffalo is probably going to be competing for a Super Bowl, and Washington, who knows if they can even scratch the playoffs.
Well, they ain't going to scratch the playoffs, let alone make it to a Super Bowl. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't make sense to me. Why would you give up a chance to go on Super Bowl caliber team? And, you know, as a fantasy guy,
I mean, some people are different, man. See, he might not be in it for that.
You think he just really hates moving that much that where like he said he was gonna like, go, and then he goes and looks at his house and he's like, man, this is gonna be a lot of work.
He might look
maybe he's got some real nice big shit in his house. He just doesn't want to move it.
He might be the guy, or he might got several future baby moms that live in Washington. I mean, in DC. You never know. But I mean, he also might be the guy that just views football as a job. Like, hey man, I like where I'm at. This is a good, you know, I like my spot. You know what I mean?
I can see that. I mean, from a personal perspective, maybe he likes where he's at, and that's more important to him than, you know, from his career perspective, which I understand.
Yeah, like I mean, like, you know, like for example, you know, careers in careers that are maybe like a little past their prime, right? You know, they want to go to contenders late in their career, and they're willing to go for cheaper because they want to get a chance at a ring. Some people just want to get as much money as possible, like Kirk Cousins.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you this, though. I don't like it for McKissick for fantasy, nor do I like it for Gibson for fantasy for him not going to the Bills.
Well, here's the thing. I'm okay with it because I'm already not expecting Gibson to be a top 5 guy. You know what I mean?
Without JD McKissick there, he at least had that potential that he could.
Yeah,
I don't think he'll be a top 5 guy, but he'll be a running back 1 at least, instead of like maybe a running back 2, high end RB2.
I think he's a high end RB2.
That's what I think he is. But with McKissick gone, he could be scratching RB1.
See, here's the thing though, you got to look at the snap counts. They'll have them on the field at the same time, and McKissick's in the slot. McKissick is easily their number 2 receiver outside of McLaurin, and you know what I mean. Like that's just how that system is. So like he's a receiver converted to running back, so he probably like where he's at because he has a significant role. If he was to go to Buffalo, I assumed he would assume the Cole Beasley role because Cole Beasley played almost exclusively in the slot. You know what I mean? You can easily pun intended, slot in J.D. McKissick in that role. And then, like, there's enough pass volume that, first of all, it wouldn't have been fantasy viable to me if J.D. McKissick was in Buffalo. So if anybody that has J.D. McKissick, and needs him in fantasy, you're probably better off that he's over here in Washington.
What up, Alex Sizzle? What's going on, bro? He's hyped about Zanderia's going to his Ravens. Sack Beast. Hell yeah, he's a sack beast. And Antonio said I could see Julio signing with the Chiefs. That could be something.
Yeah.
He's going to go on the cheap. Like, I mean, if they're releasing him, like he's going to sign whatever the veteran minimum is, I'm sure that he can sign for 1 year.
New England, whoever.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, Bowie, New England. Yeah.
Because you know why? New England's gonna want to make a splash signing that's not expensive, and it's like later on. Like they're gonna wait till shit dies down. You know what I mean?
I want to see Julio go to like a sexy team though, a team where he is like, you know,
like
the
Green
cherry
Bay
on top of a sundae, like Green Bay. That'd be fucking awesome.
Yeah,
you know,
or like just overkill. Like Sean McVay's already on the phone right now. Hello?
Yeah.
Hello?
Now,
is this Julio? Yeah.
That's where he's got to go. He's got to go somewhere like that. Shit. What about the Bengals? You know, like just get crazy.
That's not going to work. That's not going to happen.
Anything could work at this point because he's going to be icing on the cake. You know, that's it. He's not going to have a regular.
No, I'm just saying though, like, okay, it's like you just said, hey, how about this? Even Buffalo works. Buffalo, the Chiefs, Arizona. These are teams that they run 4 wide receiver sets a lot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Where you could have all those guys. The Bengals and the Rams, they don't do that much. 3 wide receiver sets. I think, what's that, 21 personnel? Am I saying that right? You know what I mean?
I don't even know. The only one I know is 12 personnel is the only one. All the other ones, I still haven't even learned exactly.
You know what's funny is it always clicks when we're in season. You know what I mean? And we're doing the work and we're watching the tapes and all the shit. You know what I mean?
I like him for the Pats. I mean, I like what he would do on the Bills, but what that would do to Stephon Diggs and Gabriel Davis, I'm not a fan of.
Yeah, it would suck. And Tino said maybe a Colt, potentially.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, that could
it's not an attractive spot right now as far as like being a receiver because you don't know who's going to throw you the ball yet.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? But like that team is a quarterback away. Like,
right.
That's one of those teams. The Colts, if they get Jameis, they're lightweight in the playoff conversation at least. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. What? David P throwing out the what? Want to get some random whats just in the chat, make us pull it out.
What? I said they said it's random.
Hey, if they get Julio Jones
out the blue.
If the Colts pick up Julio and get like Jimmy G, though, you know.
Well, listen, man, that's probably what they should do, though. And listen, man, I'm gonna go on a limb and say this: Julio is not a guy that anyone should ever feel like starting in fantasy.
No,
right?
No, he's not. I don't think he's gonna be fantasy viable.
He's a plug-in bye-week filler at best.
Nah, not even. Don't even. Nah, I'm not even doing it. No.
I said at best. I used the qualifier.
Yeah, but that's see, what side of the fence are you on, Tyrant?
Yeah,
you hang on the fence too much. Draw the line. Julio, no one should fuck with him.
And Tino said Julio isn't in a position to negotiate. Damn right, he's gonna take what he can get.
Yeah, that's why you'll end up with the New England Patriots because the New England Patriots are gonna wait till all the dust settles and be like, "Ha, give me that guy." You know what I mean?
You think so? Yeah, so that'd be the exact opposite of what they did last year. Because last year they were like
but see, here's the thing though. Last year they intended on getting a QB. You know what I mean? Once the free agency opened, they had to get all kind of weapons so they could test out whatever guy they had. You got to remember, they're trying to find someone to go life after Brady. You're not even saying someone to replace Brady because no one can do that. But like they did the Cam Newton. All right, that didn't work. Now let's go get as many weapons, little cheapy weapons too. Whatever we can get, scrape them up. And look at everyone's like, oh my God, they never pay money. It was all front-loaded contracts, and half those guys are gone now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like this was smart. And then they got the half.
At least ever since Randy Moss, the Patriots organization has
perfect example. How did they get Randy Moss? It took Randy Moss to be disgruntled with the Raiders.
Exactly.
Literally walking off the field in the middle of a game. Mm-hmm. Then they're like, let me get Randy a pop.
Right. They want to get their wide receivers at a discount. It makes sense.
Josh Gordon, they got him like fucking 6 years after that fucking 1,400-yard season because they were like, all right, ain't nobody want him.
Right.
Yeah. All right, so how about Speaking of guys, teams getting rid of guys, how about the Browns releasing Austin Hooper? He was a complete failure over there from everything that they thought, and they franchise tag Njoku. So they bring over Hooper. Everyone thinks that Njoku's going to be left for dead, and Njoku's the one that they want, and Austin Hooper is out with that big-ass contract that he had.
There's some correlations here. So one, Austin Hooper was drafted to the Falcons by Kyle Shanahan and them. He was part of that regime. Really big on Austin Hooper. Then the following year, Shanahan goes to the 49ers. So Hooper actually then they bring in Dirk Cutter about a few seasons later. Dirk Cutter always features a tight end, right? This goes all the way back to his time with the Buccaneers and even his time with the Falcons beforehand with Mike Smith, and they had Tony Gonzalez. Like this, so Austin Hooper had a breakout year in 2019. Boom, he gets a bag in 2020 with Stefanski and the Browns because he's the guy that's going to know the terminology. And then then they find out he can't block that good. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he's a receiving tight end. That's about it. And he's just okay at that because he's not really the best route runner.
Fuck no.
No. I mean, and they signed Njoku, which I don't think they're going to use him really as a traditional tight end, so to speak. But don't they still have Harrison Bryant there?
That's why they got rid of Austin Hooper. Harrison Bryant was a rookie in 2020, and that's the new regime. That's their guy. So you know what I mean? They're like, okay, and no one wants Njoku either. They always been trying to trade him, but Njoku's actually decent in the blocking game. This is a team that runs some of the highest 12 personnel, and they even go I don't know if it's 13 personnel, but 3 tight end sets, not just 2. They do a lot of 3 tight end sets. So.
And here you go. So Ronald's breaking it all down too. He said, Bogey, 12 means you're using 2 tight ends. 13 means you're using 3 tight ends.
See, so I just said that right.
Yeah.
I know what I'm talking about. It's just I'm not in repetition right now. When we're in repetition of the year, bro, they can't stop us.
All right, here's
learning your football terminology right here.
So here's something that we got to talk about. We got to talk about this Deshaun Watson sweepstakes because, I mean, we say it looks like it's going to be the Saints.
What?
But then the Panthers are getting in the mix.
What?
The Browns took him out to dinner.
What?
Then he sat down with the Falcons.
What?
Now apparently the 49ers want some.
What?
This is getting ridiculous.
49ers just restructured.
Now the 49ers was fake news.
That was a fugazi?
Yeah, it was a fugazi.
It's
I'll
funny
tell you what, though. It's interesting, though. The 49ers just restructured Kittle and who else? Someone else's contract.
Nah, don't read into that too much. It's just because we're going to end up not being able to trade Jimmy by 4:00, so we're going to have to get under the cap. You know what I mean?
I mean, that makes sense, but still, like, you know, that's going to get once we do trade Jimmy, you know, it's going to give us some room. I don't think we're going to go out to Watson, though. I think
I don't think so either. That was just one of the ones that got brought up, so I had to throw it in there. I didn't think that Jimmy was going to get traded before today anyways, because they said if he got traded before today, he has a no trade clause. So now they can trade him to whoever the hell they want, and it's not Jimmy doesn't have any say-so in it, because we're already seeing with Watson how everything's going to drag out a little bit longer because the teams are negotiating, and then it's like Watson negotiating, you know, with those teams.
But see, here's another thing. Certain teams are going to get antsy. So say Watson, he keeps going on these dates, right? And my girl just told me an acronym for date is Dick after what is it? DAT, Dick after the evening. Yeah, there you go. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, right?
You know you're gonna get wined and dined. He's gonna want as many free dinners as he can.
He's going on his tour right now, and like every team that's interested, they're gonna pay the toll. The 3 first rounds, this, that, and the third. What if he sat with the Saints and he was like, okay, well, what are you gonna give them? Because the Houston Texans are gonna want players too. What if they talk about Kamara and he's like, I don't want to do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you know,
I don't think there's no way that, like, we talk about the Panthers and we talk about CMC, you know, like being involved in that trade. No way that's going to happen, because why would Deshaun sign off on getting rid of the best player if they're really going to
make any sense? Exactly.
Yeah. And like there's certain teams like the Browns, right? If the Browns were able to sell him on their shit show of a historic franchise, right? Because historically they're a shit show. But this is a team that no one will probably say except me that they're a quarterback away. You know what I mean?
Because we really thought like Baker was going to be that guy, like that team that they assembled. I mean, there's some who are going out on a limb saying they were going to be a Final Four, team, make it at least to the AFC Championship. I mean, they got one game away 2 years ago.
Yeah, that's true.
But yeah, they're
and for what it's worth, the Browns, they can make a hefty offer because they have a franchise QB they can deal away. You know what I mean? Because then they could get Watson, then immediately go to the Colts and be like, here's Baker. You know what I mean? And then that fucks it up for Jimmy because then it make like Winston be like, okay, I'll stay here with the Saints. And then like Sam Darnold, maybe that would make Jimmy go to fucking Carolina. These pieces aren't going to start falling unless these teams get impatient and don't want to wait for the Watson shit. You know what I mean? And then that's where we might see Winston.
I see all the teams really being patient unless the Watson thing drags out forever. I have a hard time seeing that happen.
The draft is in what, less than 60 days? You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's at the end of April.
Yeah.
Right? So, I mean, like, that's pretty much it. Like,
that's your deadline.
Yeah,
he's the next big domino to fall. It's like once that domino falls, we're gonna see like 4 or 5, happen all back.
That'd be crazy shit if it waited till the draft day and he was like a draft day trade. Damn.
I mean, he could make it linger. Like, just imagine, him last year when this whole witch hunt is taking place. All this bullshit being like one of the most ostracized guys in the NFL. And now everyone is just all over his nuts. Like, that must be like a really great feeling.
Right.
I mean, yeah. I mean, like, everybody in our thread, in the circle thread, they was talking about I was tripping when I'm like, hey, teams like the Browns and the Falcons, don't be surprised if they get in this conversation. You know what I mean? I mean, like, based on the Atlanta things, because that's his favorite team. That he's from Atlanta. He was a fucking ball boy for Atlanta. Like, the owners have known him since he was a kid. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
if they get rid of Matt Ryan somehow and like get rid of that,
but here's the thing.
They can build a lot around him.
You wouldn't send Matt Ryan in that trade either. That he's going straight to the Colts. The Colts are just waiting for whoever the fuck they can grab and plug in. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
That's what I mean. If they get Watson, they have to be able to get rid of Ryan, or there's almost no point of getting Watson.
I was with you on the Brown speculation, but I have to admit, Bogey, I was skeptical about the Falcons, and I saw it come out. I'm like, God damn, Bogey got that one right. Shit, gotta give you credit on that.
I mean, it's just speculation, but I'm just saying, like, when you look at it from a football standpoint, if you have a no trade clause, you're gonna only agree to go somewhere where you feel like you can compete because the money is already there. You have a contract already that this team is gonna fulfill. So now you're in the precarious position to go, and we've never seen this. It's literally got to be all around. They all agree, and whoever wants Watson's gonna give them whatever they want. Watson just has to agree with it. You know what I mean?
Because you're not drafting a Watson. I don't care.
Fuck no.
How many years you go? You have
to look at this.
Get a guy like Watson.
Look at this.
Bogey in the Matrix. And Tino, he said, I heard the 49ers are trying to get Saquon. I mean, that would be nuts. I don't know if they even need that because, like,
I heard that a while ago, but I think that's kind of just went by the wayside.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't think it's happening.
It's just the way that they roll. It's like you could just plug in almost any running back and any running back.
We don't need to pay that much. Yeah.
Yeah.
For Saquon, who's going to come at a much higher price than he might be worth, considering coming off of injury. He didn't really blow it. I mean, he had some sparks last season from his comeback, but it's not quite like Adrian Peterson,
Yeah. And Ronald said, when will people learn not to draft running backs in the top 10 picks? I know, because it's not, I mean, we're talking about the NFL draft at this point, and it's because you look at it, I mean, Saquon, 1 good year. I mean, Zeke had like 2 good years, but Leonard Fournette, like, he had like okay years for where he got drafted, but
he was much better than people gave him credit for. He was just been on shitty teams until he went to the Bucks. And then whoa, lo and behold, he plays well enough to, get some attention.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably some of the highest value that he's had in fantasy since his first or second year. And it's because he was always getting hurt. And who knows if that's just like getting hurt, like I don't want to play for Jacksonville because they fucking suck.
Right. I admit that I am a Leonard Fournette apologist. I love the guy. I think he's a lot better than he gets credit for. That's why I loved when he went to the Bucs and what he was doing there. It's nice to see.
I always liked him. I mean, he really got a bad rap for getting hurt. And I remember because it was him and Christian McCaffrey that came out the same year, right?
Was it the same year? Or was it a year before?
It was something like that. I swore that they were rookies at the same time there. And I remember having both of them on the same team and getting them super late in a few leagues where
what year was that?
What year? Let me see. What was he drafted?
Who are the players?
2017 for Leonard Fournette.
Yeah. Let me see.
Yeah. The 2017 draft class was Kareem Hunt, Leonard Fournette, CMC.
Yeah, you're right. CMC. Yeah, they were in that.
Joe Mixon, Aaron Jones. There was a group of motherfuckers from that class.
Yeah, that was a good RB class, and I remember. CMC was a little bit lower than Leonard Fournette.
Hey, how about this? Samaje Perine. 2017.
Joe Mixon and Samaje Perine getting drafted in the same class.
Yeah. And then they both end up with he ended up with the Bengals. That's right.
And Tino said, I want to say that Zeke's never ran under 100 yards. I mean, under 1,000 yards. 1,000 yards. Is that true?
That's wrong. Maybe unless you're talking all-purpose, and because look at 2019. I mean, 2020, he already had the down year.
2020, 2017, he's under 1,000. In 2021, he only rushes for 1,002, and it took that extra game.
Yeah, I mean, but he's also sharing the time, and like he played hurt. Yeah. Everyone's like, he'd be better. I can agree with that. Maybe he's a value in fantasy. I mean, those running backs, he's hitting that brick. He's hitting that wall.
If Zeke was a stock, his stock has been down since after his rookie year because he's never had as good of a year as he's had in his rookie year.
I mean, Zeke right. His stock lives and dies with that offensive line.
Exactly.
They're about to get rid of Landon Collins, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean they had a phenomenal offensive line in the 2016 season, which attributes to his success as a rookie, I would say. He had a couple good years in 2018 and 2019, and then it's been kind of dropping off since. But if they shore that up, then he could have a little bit of a resurgence. Could be sneaky. I'm not taking him in like the first round or nothing, but he could be sneaky in second or third round.
Well, yeah, Tino said Zeke stock's down because his age, year 7, tough for RBs. Oh, yeah, I just mean as far as like if we're looking at all his stats on a chart, like it was always highest when he was a rookie and it's only been going down since then. That's the tough part. He had the 15 touchdowns, in the first year. Well, at least 15 rushing touchdowns and touched double digits twice after that. Yeah. And now with 17 games, it's going to be looking nicer. I mean, he broke 1,000 and got 10 touchdowns with.
Okay, 17. Well, hey, every time someone rides a bike, the first time they might not be the shit, but that second time they know exactly what to do better. And the second time around with a 17-week season, motherfuckers are going to really emphasize the timeshare of the running backs. There's not so many teams that have bell cows anyway.
I swear there's not any.
I mean, Najee Harris, Derrick Henry, Joe Mixon, still, and whoever runs out of the Rams backfield.
We're gonna have to redefine what workhorse even is now.
Hey, how about this? Leonard Fournette was one.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're not seeing a lot of like 24, 25 touch running backs anymore. It's just not a thing.
Like I said, the second time around doing a 17-week season, they're gonna know how to hang with it now. They're gonna be like, okay, a lot of teams are gonna adjust. Like, all right, we need to make sure our running horse, our workhorses
Workhorse
are there.
Workhorse, yeah.
What? Is there something?
Well, plus Pollard's on his last year of his contract. They're going to want to see what they can get out of him too.
Yeah, like that's I mean, fantasy football needs to catch up to the NFL, because in fantasy football, most of the time the running backs are the most important position, but in the NFL, running backs are like the least important position on offense now and have the shortest lifespan.
I think in fantasy it's just also because that's the most guaranteed. When you look at the running back and okay, this running back is going to get me 18 touches. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there's not that many guys that are going to get 18 touches in the game anymore, though. I mean it's going to be very, very few. Not like before, where maybe like half the league had guys like that. Now maybe like 20% of the teams will maybe have an 18 touch guy a game per game.
Well, that's why there's like 5 or 6 running backs you want to take early, and if you don't get one of them, wait.
There's no point. Like the zero RB truthers. I mean, it's easy to be right as a zero RB truther, because now there's more guys that are like the RB 2s and 3s, and it's really like which one of those guys like really hit. If you hit right, you look like a genius.
Yeah, I mean, you get one of the guys that are getting 20 plus touches. That, like I said, it's like 5 or 6 guys, and then after that, you may as well wait.
Let's talk about the Chargers. So we never really officially talked about the Khalil Mack trade, but them getting Khalil Mack for nothing. A second round this year and a 6th round next year. It's really just a contract dump, for Chicago. And they got Herbert on the rookie deal, so they were able to do that. And then they go out and they sign J.C. Jackson, what pretty much the prize of the cornerback free agents. 5 years, 82.5 mil. Chargers are making some moves defensively.
Oh yeah, I love him. J.C. Jackson is a legit talent. He played on the Patriots when
Gilmore.
Yeah, sorry. I almost said Chandler Jones. Stephon Gilmore. When he was out, he was still mentoring him and was telling him how to handle and shut down some of these wide receivers. He definitely took his word.
He didn't even if Gilmore didn't teach him nothing, he was opposite of Gilmore for 2 years. You know what I mean? Because the 2020 season, he was riddled with injuries. So I don't count that. But see, look at this. He being opposite of Gilmore, you're going to get targeted heavily because you're opposite of Gilmore. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, he got a lot of playing, a lot of hours.
Yeah, I mean, I think he averaged 8 in his career so far. He's averaging 8 picks a year. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So the Chargers' issue has been and always will be like people staying healthy. So like right now, when it's all on paper, I mean, where do you guys really put the Chargers' defense now with all their new additions?
I mean, they're a top 5 unit. Like I would say in that division, arguably they're the best. They're the best defense for sure. Actually, I'm not even arguing. They're the best division in that division. They're the best defense. As I stuttered like a bitch because I'm high, and listen, my bad. I was in the Matrix. Then I had to change one diaper.
Well, Randy Gregory going to the Broncos might shift things that way, but no, I agree though. I at this point at least the Chargers defense is the best in that division. I think they were underrated last year, and now they're just bolstering up this year. I love it.
You have to. This is what you're supposed to do when you have like us Hus just said. When you have a rookie QB, you have to spend all the money while you can before you're going to have to reset the market for this kid.
Right.
By the time he gets paid, it's going to be like $75 million a year. For a quarterback, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
seriously.
Yeah, because what do they got? Maybe I mean, if I doubt they let it go to like the 5th-year player option. Like maybe it's like
no.
I mean,
it's next year. Third guys like that. All he has to do is get to the playoffs. He has to get into the playoffs, and he's going to get paid.
I mean, next year is 4th year, so yeah, it's got to happen next year.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess it doesn't have to, but.
Well, yeah. This year, after this year,
a guy like him warrants it, though.
Yeah, I mean, because then you know what? If that's the case, it's like here's one thing you want as a franchise QB is you want your franchise to pay you like they don't ever want you to leave. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
yeah.
And especially him, like Herbert, like someone who grew up a fucking Chargers fan. Like, you better not piss him off to where he wants to leave. Like.
Hey, they will always listen. He's like destined to be this team's quarterback for real. Like he wrote the shit, and goddamn, first grade or whatever.
Yeah.
Or
He's
was it
the
third?
best
Yeah, I remember
QB
that
that they've
shit.
ever had. I mean, Phillip Rivers. I feel like Phillip Rivers was just good for the time, but you know, in this age of like the NFL, I mean, he's kind of just like middle of the road, you know.
So you mean he doesn't have his own lane.
What?
He doesn't even have his own road.
What?
It's a one way.
What?
Maybe it's a freeway.
What?
He's in a slow lane.
What?
He's getting past.
What?
Pew.
What?
Pulled him over. Driving under the influence.
What?
Had 1 beer. 2 beers. Vodka. Whiskey. Cheeseburger. Double cheeseburger. Animal style fries.
Chicken fried steak sandwich.
4 bong hits.
Dude, I love
Yeah.
to see Stone Cold fucking smoking weed. That would be the funnest shit.
Oh yeah.
Smoking balls with Stone Cold.
A goddamn blunt.
Hess, he says top 3D. We shall see if they can all stay healthy. I mean, they got savages in
New
every
England?
phase of the D.
New England's a hell of a defense. Let's see how they, but it's predicated on them having a shutdown secondary. J.C.
Yeah.
Jackson's a big part of that. So, interesting to see how they cover that. Maybe they fuck around and bring back Gilmore, bruh. You know what I mean? If Gilmore, does the free agency tour and he doesn't get nobody to give him a big bag, you know what I mean?
This is such a new regime because Gilmore was there forever. I mean, Jackson was there for a handful of years.
The McCourties are still there.
Yeah, they still. Oh, both of them or just one? I thought it was just.
I thought both of them were still there.
Now one of them left.
Oh, one of them went.
Oh,
He went to Tennessee or something.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think it was Devin that stayed. I can't remember the other one.
I think you're right.
Devin was the OG too.
Yeah,
he was there first, and they brought in Jason. Jason was withering. He was withering away with the Browns for years.
Yeah,
he was like, "Go get my brother, bruh.
Save him, save him
for real. Get him up out of there." And then they won the Super Bowl. They won the Super Bowl in 2018, bruh.
Yeah, it's fucking awesome.
Yeah, he went to the Dolphins, Jason McCourty.
Yeah,
but that makes sense because Flores was there. I bet you they bring him back now. I bet you they bring him back.
Hey, Francisco in the building. Shout out to Mexico. Said, hey, yeah, better late than never. Watching from the start. Once you guys are done, couldn't pay attention to today's NFL news. Just heard about Zanderia. Yeah, big time move for the Ravens.
Yeah. I mean, Francisco's a Packers fan, so I know he didn't want to see him go, but like in order to keep certain guys, that's just the nature of the business. You know what I mean? It's a race
They kept Devondre Campbell. That's the real big one. Like, he just studded out last year. So good move for them to keep him.
You know what's awesome? I think because he used to have his hand in the dirt, and then like this Joe, what is his name? Joe Barry, the DC over there in Green Bay was like, we're gonna stand him up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Made all the difference, bro.
Yeah. Hell yeah, savage. We know that a lot of teams wanted him, so lucky for them that they were able to come to terms because, they couldn't afford to lose him.
Yeah. And I feel Francisco's pain because, my Niners, we lost Lincoln Tomlinson.
Yeah, I was just about to say.
He's a badass guard, you know what I mean? And we got Aaron Banks, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. He's out of Notre Dame. He played his natural position is left guard.
Left guard. He played that in college, right?
Yeah, so maybe that's like a nice little band-aid, but like that's gonna hurt a lot, you know what I mean? And then of course he goes over to the Jets where Mike LaFleur is running that same exact Shanahan ripoff system, you know what I mean? So he's gonna slot right in. You know what I mean?
Shout out to whoever's shouting us out in the Facebook group. It just says Facebook user.
Yeah, man. Shout out to you, Facebook user. You are the one.
I could see some shuffling going around, like with Dan Brunskill going to the left side. The Niners can make that work.
Aaron, like I said, Aaron Banks is going. We're going to move Aaron Banks to the left.
I'm just saying, like there's a lot that they can play with there to fill that hole. I think eventually they are going to have to find one guy to do the job, or at least shore up the line. They might go after. I wouldn't say real early on in the draft, but kind of mid
Well, I
Midland
mean,
Midwest.
he said not real early. All we got is the second round, I think. You know what I mean? So, oh, actually, but you know what? We did get a bunch of comp picks that we could morph into like.
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
We got a bunch of comp picks for the Mike McDaniel signing, man. Shout out to all the minorities out there, man. We, you know what I'm saying? We out here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And dang it, Ron said, "Where's my name?" He said, "That's me." So I think it's only in the groups. I don't know why in the groups you have to click on a link and then it allows your profile info to be shared.
I ain't gonna
Because the
lie, I'm
groups
not that
are
excited
private.
that it's Ron now. I was more excited when it was a mystery. Who is it? It's just Ronald.
Stu is so pissed. He said Stephen Baby Nut Jones, cheap ass MFer, fucked up Randy looked like probably losing Vaughn to LA and then lost out on Chandler Jones and Zanderia Smith.
Hey,
You know, you just want everybody, don't you?
here's the thing. Von Miller, real talk, I think is just trying to leverage the Rams because he wants to run it back with them.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I
He
think.
said they've been good to me. Like, man, he's been nothing but good ever since he's been in LA, and LA is a dope place to live if you're rich, you know. So
Yeah.
I mean, he's gonna be living a fun lifestyle in LA, and if they can go compete again for another Super Bowl, he was only there what, like 7 games, 8 games. Well, I mean, I guess without the playoffs, but he's there for like half a season and then makes a Super Bowl run. Man, that's big time.
Yeah, I think he got there like late October, around Halloweenish, I think, if I remember correctly.
Man, got a Super Bowl in the AFC, got a Super Bowl in the NFC. Like, man.
Hey,
Is Von Miller a Hall of Famer?
yeah,
he's
got a Super Bowl MVP. He's got all kind of all pro seasons. Like he fits the criteria. So yeah, first ballot, maybe not. Maybe they screw him. You know what I mean? But like, yeah, he's the guy that should be in that conversation. And like, he was one of the first guys where they were like checking for his outfits. Like he's, you know what I mean? Like I remember that Cam Newton, you know, was also one of those guys. But like I remember Von Miller, right? He was in a presser, and homie had a raccoon as a hat, bro.
Yeah, I remember that shit.
That hat was tight. The tail came down here like this. And
Like, I'm never gonna have a chance to wear this shit again. I'm wearing it now.
For real. You remember that, bro? I was like, oh
Yeah, that shit was wild, man. Like, you never seen nobody wearing a raccoon hat. So.
It was a fucking raccoon hat. He was like, yeah, this is 100% raccoon.
Thought he was fucking like, what is that guy, Davy Jones or some shit like that. You know?
Feel me? He had to go out there and kill for his wardrobe.
And you know what was funny is like I went to Nordstrom's like after that, like randomly, and like I seen a whole wall of like those are pretty pimping, man. Like,
Hey,
one
look
of these
at
days,
The old Davy Crockett coonskin caps. Yeah.
yeah.
You know, what was it? When I first started seeing my lady, one of the first things she ever got me, it was because I would wear outlandish hats. I'm a fucking Sagittarius, you know what I mean? But she got me, it was a hat with rabbit fur. Real rabbit fur. It was like an Elmer Fudd joint, you know, where the ears come down.
Oh,
Yeah.
I see. Yeah.
Yeah, and that shit was legit. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'd like to, like, just fucking rabbit fur is the one, bro.
Hey, so a new Facebook user said, I'm a brand new mystery user that found this show and thinks
That's
specifically
Ronald,
Bogard Scott Free is awesome.
Hey, yeah. I love Ronald.
It's so funny. And then Ron said, how about them, Stu? Straight to the basement. And Antonio said, hey, the basement is reserved for my Jets.
Hey, listen,
Here's a good one, though.
Lifetime seat there, bro.
Here's a good one from Jaws. What up, bro? He said, Corduroy Pimpin' Patterson, still a thing next year. I think only if he stays with Atlanta, or it's got to be a team
look
that's
him up.
going to
Is he
use
a
him as
free
a running
agent?
back.
What's his deal over there?
Let me see. But I swear he's a free agent.
Yeah, because I could have swore we talked about him on the Playmaker show a couple weeks ago, right? Like, should he stay or should he go?
Yeah,
right.
And I think most of us said he should stay unless he gets to a team where he's going to be used like a running back. Because if he goes back to a wide receiver, like, might as well kiss his days in the NFL goodbye.
I mean, look at who was there. It was Arthur Smith. Arthur Smith is a product of Matt LaFleur. So, like, I mean, using a running back as a receiver or vice versa is what these motherfuckers do when you come from the Shanahan tree. You know what I mean?
Arthur Smith, the coach, as opposed to Arthur Blank, the owner, or Arthur Miller, the old playwright.
And he got so last year, Corduroy Pimpin', it was 1 year, $3 million. That was his deal last year. So I'm assuming that's getting around these veteran minimums, somewhere for his age.
If he ends up with Miami or the Jets or somehow,
I wish that on Myles Gaskin. Bro.
No, I'm just saying, like, these are different teams that have that system in place. You know what I mean? They have that system in place. You know what I mean? My Niners, that would be fucking annoying. But see, realistically, this was Arthur Smith getting his coaching boots on for the first time. You know what I mean? They're gonna go after a young running back in this draft more than likely, or they're gonna wait.
Just picked up Chase Edmonds though.
No. I'm talking about Arthur Smith, like, because they're the ones that had Corduroy. I know they.
I know, but you mentioned Miami as someone that could
because
be
I'm using this example of teams who run a zone run scheme. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Because that's what he's coming from. You know what I mean?
Right.
But here's what I'm saying: wherever he ends up, he's probably just going to be a return man. I think this was like lightning in the bottle. I think, you know what I mean?
I think the only way he stays as a running back is if he does re-sign with the Falcons and they don't get anybody else.
Hey, man, if they fuck around and get if they fuck around and get Watson, bro, I'm going crazy for Corduroy if he's still there.
Oh yeah, definitely. Hell yeah.
I mean, because then it's pretty much right now on paper it's Pitts and Corduroy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I was doing a draft, like a long draft earlier, and I can't remember what round I got him in, but I got Corduroy Patterson as my fourth running back, just kind of as a gamble, just in case, because if that blows up, like, fuck, it's gonna be great.
Hell yeah.
If not, I'll drop him to the fucking waiver. Who cares?
Damn right. And Chase Edmonds to the Dolphins. I think that's a good sign-in. I don't think it's gonna hurt Myles Gaskin either. I just feel like all the other C-listers that they have over there, this is to replace all those guys, get the running back room a little stronger.
Well, I think that with Chase Edmonds, he does a lot. Well, I mean, I guess you could say the same thing about Myles Gaskin and that scheme in general, where the way they use the running backs kind of as like that hybrid running back wide receiver sort of thing. And so I think he makes a good replacement if need be for Myles Gaskin. But I love Chase Edmonds, and yeah, I do feel like he could do a good job starting somewhere. But the way that they use running backs,
he's a change of pace guy.
This talks to the point we were talking about earlier. The way running backs are used now, he's a complimentary back like that.
Exactly. Thank you. He's a complimentary back. There you go.
Yeah,
he's the guy.
Like J.D. McKissick.
I never bought into that. That he's going to be the lead guy in Arizona before they got James Conner, or even after they got James Conner. He's not built like that. So why would they use him like that?
The Chase Bank is closed on Sundays.
Well, he's killer when it comes to change of pace.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, like, he's also a guy, like, if you're not really, like, banking on more than 12, 13 touches, all purpose, right?
Yeah.
In a system that's going to have a rotating backfield. So, I mean, and here's the thing. They brought him in and they gave him a little bitty bag. You know what I mean? Who's to say after training camp, like, guys might get cut too. Like, Gaskin still has to, like, pick up this system quick. You know what I mean? I mean, for all we know, it could be like Gerald Dokes and Chase Edmonds by the time we get to week 1. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
You just never know with a new head coach. You know what I mean?
Francisco throwing it out there. Said, I like my Yannick Ngakoue pick in WWF 11. Now he's going to the Colts. Thanks, Bogard, for letting me have your pick, he said.
You're welcome. I'm just a hell of a guy, ain't I? It's funny because
son of a bitch you are.
That was a couple. It wasn't round 11. This was a couple picks ago.
No, he just said WWF 11.
Oh, 11. Oh, yeah. Oh, that's what he said. Yeah, because this was
league.
Like a couple rounds. I think it was like last round. What are we in, like 20? We're in like 31 right now. Yeah, and then it's funny because I go, man, fuck, because I had him on my queue, and it's just annoying seeing him there in my column. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like I would have so drafted him right there.
Yeah. What round are we in? Round 31.
You know what though? you know, it's funny because right now I have Trey Hendrickson, and then Matt Judon. They're filling up my DL spots because that's like a cheat code because Matt Judon plays more linebacker than anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right. So like, you know, and I want as many linebackers as possible. And,
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Or guys with that designation, just because the tackles are going to be more than usual.
Yeah.
Like a good Yannick Ngakoue, I think he had 18 tackles on the year. You know what I mean? 9 sacks. You know what I mean? So you're not you need the sacks out of him. Pause.
Right.
Yeah.
It's kind of like comparing touchdowns and receptions.
But it's also like not expecting those guys. Like you know what you should expect out of those guys. They're pass rushers. They got to hit home. You know what I mean? They're not getting points for hitting the QB, and you know they get points for sacks. You know what I mean? And then like, you know, they're trying to get pressure off the edge. Those type of guys like a Yannick Ngakoue. So you know what I mean? Like I'm not expecting the tackles. He's not. You know what I mean? He's not in the trenches like that.
All right. What do you guys think about the Jags? They've made a crazy amount of moves. I mean, it's kind of like they were like the Patriots of last year, making all these early moves, going after maybe not the top guys competing. So we got Christian Kirk going there. I mean, pretty big bag. Evan Ingram going over there. They had a lineman. They had Foyo Lacoon. Like, Jags making some moves.
So this is what I heard with what happened with the Jags. First of all, I like the comparison about New England, right? Because New England last year, they weren't a draw. So they knew they had to go out there early because they know they're going to get a young QB. So they got to get as many weapons as they can and overpay some of these guys so they don't go take cheap deals for other teams because they need to build, right? So this is what the Jags are in full. I applaud the Jags. I like what they're doing. You know what I mean? Sure up their offensive line. You know what I'm saying? They bring in
with Brandon Scherf,
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And then they franchise tag Cam Robinson for what it's worth, you know what I'm saying? Because this guy survived through 3 different regimes now, you know what I mean? So shout out to him, you know what I mean? They got Laviska on the block. They bring in Christian Kirk. And this is funny too because they wanted Allen Robinson to make his big return. They wanted Allen Robinson. Allen Robinson was like, nah, they weren't giving him enough bread. So I think on a reaction, they might have went like, okay, we can't let Christian Kirk leave the building. Give him all of it. You know what I mean?
And he's a talented player.
Shout out to my man Fornicator. I was talking to him about this earlier. He brought up the fact that like in going all the way back to college, Lawrence has a higher completion rating for players out of the slot, and that even carried over to his first year, which is probably a poor sample size, but it's still a sample size nonetheless. You know what I mean? And like, you know, what did they do? Free agency. This is the new regime. They recognize this. They're like, okay. And you know, Doug Peterson is one of the OG analytics guys, right? So he's like, higher percentage in the slot. Go get me Christian Kirk. Give me Evan Ingram. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And this is like a Shark Tank deal, I'm sure. You know, like you got to sign this right now. Like this is like an exploding offer like type thing. You already know they're going to pin them against that because they don't want them to go field other offers.
Fuck no. You know what I mean? And like, you know, then they still have Marvin Jones. He's just going to play he'll play the outside burner. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And then they got Zay Jones, you know, got another guy's going to be an outside burner.
Exactly. So he can rotate in and out. You know what I mean? And he's also like a poor man's Christian Kirk too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like Zay Jones, he was great.
And who's Christian Kirk a poor man's version of? Because he's definitely a poor man's version of someone.
Let's see. Let's go with. I'd say he's better Sterling Shepard. You know what I mean? Like poor man. Maybe he's like he's a poor man's. See, because I'm trying to think of all the different slot guys. You know what I mean? I didn't want to say Welker. I don't want to say. I'd say. I'd say he's the poor man's John Brown because John Brown, he was the guy they moved around the formation, but like John Brown was actually like 6'2". He was like a bigger dude, you know what I mean? And he could run 4.4. Christian Kirk does all that, but he's just a little wee tyke.
Crazy. So Christian Kirk is a poor man's John Brown. Zay Jones is a poor man's Christian Kirk. And John Brown and Zay Jones both played on the same team together and were both kind of shitty and on a shitty team. It all comes full circle.
Yeah, and look, and when they were together with the Bills, right? that was the Bills version when they had a young QB and they're not a draw. They're like, draft Zay Jones, get me John Brown in free agency. Like, you know what I mean? Teams do this until they start getting back to their winning ways. Then people want to go there. Then they start making the phone call. You know what I mean?
Yep. And it's funny, even on this article that I have pulled up, it said Zay Jones should be the number 3 wide receiver on the Jaguars, which means less opportunities for Laviska Shenault. He just keeps going farther and farther down the depth chart.
The Janky Jr. alert.
Yeah, if you guys we got a new Dynasty video coming out. Yeah, those Janky Juniors for
Dynasty. If you guys love the sophomore slump alert, hey, get ready for the Janky Jr. alert.
You're going to love it. You're going to love it. All right, let's see. Who else do we got to talk about? How about Russell Gage going to the Bucs? So how does he mix in over there? Obviously, you know, we got Chris Godwin, we got Mike Evans, and
after Antonio Brown leaves, there you go. He's number 3 right there.
Yeah, Antonio Brown's not coming back. That's for
of course
sure.
He's not coming back.
That's
what I'm saying. Now that he's left, there you go.
We got the 12
and for anybody who
Scotty.
So and for anybody who had the Scotty Miller dynasty, you know, they were probably like super stoked when Antonio Brown left, you know, because his value moved up a little bit. And then now with Russell Gage come in, now Scotty Miller just back in the basement once again.
Oh yeah, I would say so. Russell Gage is talented, and when they did utilize him for the Falcons, you know, he played fairly well. I mean, he's not a wide receiver 1 by any means, but he's definitely someone who can come in, you know, and take some attention away from a number 1 guy at the very least.
So is he? Do you think he's going to be drafted higher than wide receiver 36?
No, I think he's a double-digit round guy for sure, like 11, 12.
Yeah, later rounds.
Okay.
Single QB, like around 11, 12, maybe even later. Super flex, maybe even later.
Right. Well, that's what I mean, though. Is he going to get into those? Because I don't think he's going to be drafted as a wide receiver 2, you know, in the top 24. No. But I think, you know, somewhere in the 25 to 36, I mean, people can make a case for him there. But it's like once you get to, you know, wide receiver 4 territory, I mean, it's amongst the crapshoots anyways.
Right. It's all bye-week filler at that point.
Yeah, if you're lucky.
I mean, that's kind of what Russell Gage has been, right?
Yeah. Well, and I mean, not even that much, because you look at last year, he had like 2 good games, and then like after that, it was
exactly
a lot of nonsense, a lot of whatever.
I think he finished the year strong, right?
I really don't even remember. I was so far off him at that point, and just the Falcons.
Yeah, I think once everybody was gone away from him, then he started playing well.
He was one of the players that me and you reverse jinx into greatness. Rashad Penny was another one. Like we just kept shitting on them, and then they became a thing.
Right.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I have it here.
Russell Gage and Rashad Penny.
Right. People were like, should I start Russell Gage? I said, fuck no, just drop him. I was telling people that shit. And then he started, I swear to God, he finished strong like maybe the last 4 weeks.
Yeah.
I think you're right. He had some good weeks at the end there.
Hell yeah. All right, and let's see here. Okay, so for the Washington, the stupid Commanders, I'm just going to keep calling them Washington. They released Landon Collins. It's the end of an era over there, and I feel like he's just lost a step since he's had that Achilles injury.
Yeah,
I feel like he's probably going to be a starter. It really depends on where he goes. I mean, he might be one of those guys who's going to start working in on these teams that run a lot of 3 safety sets.
Well, and with you know,
he probably ends up. If you're talking about a team like that, he probably goes to Baltimore. I mean, they just addressed that too. They picked up Williams.
Yeah.
So you know, that's a team that'll run 3. You know what I mean? So it'll be Chuck Clark, Williams, and then maybe Landon Collins. You know what I mean? Here's a new one.
Yeah, he's getting up there, and he keeps getting
Poor man's
hurt.
Keenan Allen. I like that, actually. That's what I was thinking.
That's a perfect one. Ron, hell yeah. And Ron says he likes Gage. Why do you like Gage? I mean, he just replaced AB. Yeah, I mean, he's not really as good of a route runner as AB, and who knows if the
Well,
chemistry is going to be there with Tom
He's
Brady.
not going to be a replacement for AB, but he's going to take his position as the number 3 wide receiver in that on that squad.
Let's see. Oh, and I thought Atlanta was for sure going to re-sign him. He was whatever with Atlanta. And speaking of someone who's been whatever, the Giants, they go out and sign Tyrod Taylor.
Tyrod, yeah.
And
that was a very great segue.
He is going to give Danny Pesos a run for his money.
Yeah, they said specifically that they signed him to be the backup. Yeah, right. We'll see.
Yeah, that's where he's going to start right now. But
no, but as soon as Pesos, gets taken down by the turf monster,
I mean, here's the thing. This is a real low hanging fruit here. He played for Buffalo when Dable was in Dable wasn't the OC yet, but that was the beginning of the Sean McDermott era in Buffalo. Yeah. They got to the playoffs with Tyrod.
Yep.
So they were trying to do it. I mean, everyone like myself included was assuming that they were gonna go after Trubisky. You know what I mean? Because he sat and learned that system for a year. But this is just it's the poor man's version of that. And maybe not so much poor man. I mean, what are they paying them? They're paying him a good amount to be a backup, right?
Let me go see what the numbers
Actually,
are.
Good backups still make like $8-9 million though.
Oh yeah.
Like the veteran, like the savvier veteran guys.
Yeah, I don't.
Well, and he's one of the better backups in the league for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, also like you won't
have 2 years, 11 mil.
Okay. So that's great for him. You know what I mean?
For him, yeah.
Yeah, and here's another.
What did Teddy sign for?
Teddy's the one that
signed 1 year, 6.5 mil. Okay. So
it's around
to the Dolphins.
Yeah,
a little bit more.
The one thing I like about the signing for Tyrod Taylor though is because that means Danny Dimes is gonna die somehow.
Yeah.
It's just how
he doesn't even have to die. He just has to do the same thing that he's always done. And just like now he's actually gonna have a QB who can compete with them a little bit. And
yeah,
we'll see. All those we got all those wide receivers who can't really stay healthy over there. It's gonna be another issue.
Okay.
Got a running back that can't stay healthy. Another issue.
Yeah, the Giants organization in general, I mean, top to bottom is right now a dumpster fire that I wouldn't want a part of.
Yeah. Who would?
Evan Ingram's probably lucky he's got out of there, and now he's going to be like splitting reps with Dan Arnold, maybe even taking over there. I like this for Ingram, actually.
He went from one dumpster fire to another, at least with their executives. The coaching regime, hopefully this new one is a little bit better, but everyone seems to hate playing for the Jaguars.
I was going to say he went from one shitty organization to the next, but at least with Doug Peterson, we know Evan Ingram's going to be on the field a lot. They ran 12
right. That's what I'm saying.
They ran 12 and it's going to be him and Dan Arnold. They run 12 personnel. Yeah. 51% of the time on average with the Eagles when Doug Peterson is there. I remember saying this because people, I remember having to know this because you had the likes of Ertz and Dallas Goedert, and it was really like, okay, just pick your poison. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Right.
Yeah. Because they were both going to be on the field.
That's probably what they're doing. They're doing the same thing there. And so for him, that's going to be good. Yeah, the organization isn't great, but I still feel like it's in better shape than, the Giants inside and out.
Yeah, you know what's cool about the Jaguars organization is their owner is awesome. He's willing to turn it into a match. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like he's never not trying to make a splash. You know what I mean? I mean, they weren't too far removed from a couple years ago being Saxonville and going to the AFC title game. You know what I mean? Yeah. And they brought in, that year they did the same thing that they did something similar where they brought in a veteran. What was his name? Campbell. Help me out here.
Yep, Calais Campbell, right?
Calais Campbell. Then they bring in, they had young Ngakoue, young Miles Jack, and then they brought in a Barry Church and at safety coming over from the Cowboys, and then they brought over what's his name, bro? AJ Boye from the division rival. Yeah. And he was opposite of a what was it? A sophomore Jalen Ramsey. and that shit was crazy, bro.
Hell yeah. Let's see. I mean,
And Shad Khan's son Tony runs what I consider to be now the best wrestling federation going today at AEW.
oh yeah.
Bringing it back to the Austin 316 wrestling shit, you know.
Yeah.
What?
What?
Yeah, and for those who don't know, we're gonna be I already have a YouTube channel. It's called Attitude Era Rules. I haven't done too much, but we're gonna start doing a little bit more on there. I'm throwing the link in the chat right now. Make sure you go subscribe over there because a lot of the stuff is gonna be old school promos that we like. The only video that's on there right now is the Rock Nation of Domination promo video. But we're gonna get a lot, and you know we got to get in some Razor Ramon stuff. You know, up there.
That's
Definitely
gotta be
gotta
the
get some Razor
next
stuff up
entry
there.
for sure.
Oh yeah. Shout out
Yeah.
to the bad guy.
Yeah, for those who don't know,
Rest in
Razor
peace.
Ramon, R.I.P.
That's right. And for those of you who are going to be tuning in tomorrow for the Circle, I think some of us, at least, if not all of us, are going to be doing a little tribute there too.
Definitely. Oh yeah. And
I mean,
Bogey,
he's gonna be one of the topics, right? Oh, we haven't wrote the show sheet yet.
yeah, we're doing that
We're,
after.
we're
Right.
definitely writing. We're writing him into one of the debates for sure.
Oh, definitely, for sure.
Hell yeah. And Bogey, why don't you let them know about tonight's show?
Oh yeah, tonight starts off. It's the second annual, and last year we did it, and it was so nice. We had to do it thrice, man. And I'm talking about we got the next couple weeks. Maybe we're gonna do maybe 3 or 4 of these motherfuckers. It's the Real Fantasy Playmakers March Madness Bracketology, and tonight we're bringing you the Sweet 16 all-time gangster movies, and we're gonna be pinning the brackets against each other. And as a panel, we're gonna be and the chat, we're gonna decide who moves up in the next brackets, and we're going all the way until we have the best gangster movie of all time, according to the Real Fantasy Playmakers March Madness Bracketology.
All right, and as of right now, so we need more votes. We need everybody get out there and vote or die, motherfuckers. We're gonna bring that all the way back because as
That's
of right
right.
now, here's the list.
Hashtag Tyrant Gang. You know where to find it. Go in there and vote.
We got the top 16 movies as of right now. We got, this is all from 1 to 16. We got Goodfellas, Casino, Godfather, Pulp Fiction, Godfather Part 2, Reservoir Dogs, American Gangster, Training Day, Scarface, Gangs of New York, Departed, A Bronx Tale, Menace to Society, King of New York, Boys in the Hood, and Boondock Saints.
That's one of the ones I forgot about to add. I'm glad someone added Boondock Saints.
Yeah,
Shout
it
out
was
to
it was
Norman
Ron.
Reedus.
It was Ron who brought up that one.
Good shit, Ron.
Yeah, there's a couple on here because I added a bunch. One that Ron called me out on adding was Point Break. And just because it's a surfer gang doesn't mean that's not a gangster movie.
Hey man, they were banging,
So,
bro.
hey, what
It was
about
the
Kill
President
Bill?
Gang,
Then does
bro.
that count?
I mean that's a Japanese gang, right?
Exactly. Kill Bill. It's about Japanese gangs.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Here's the thing, though. They're not gonna stand a chance against this 16 right here.
Yeah, probably not.
Goodfellas is my all-time favorite, I'd say.
I
I don't know. That and Pulp Fiction are right there.
We need to get Paid in Full on this. Paid in Full is just one vote out. Come on, guys. Go vote on Paid in Full. Bogard didn't
Don't
even
worry, I'm
vote.
about to vote. I haven't voted yet. I'm about to swing.
Go vote,
I'm about to
Bogey.
curve it.
Go vote.
I'm about to curve it in my. I'm about to rig the election.
Yeah, we need everybody to go vote. We need more and more votes in here. But yeah, as of right now, the top 16 are pretty clear. But yeah, once we get some bogey votes in here, shit is gonna change. And Ron said Pulp Fiction #1. I mean, I'm gonna go out on a limb and say Pulp Fiction's gonna at least make the final 4 in this bracket.
Pulp Fiction and the Goodfellas, man.
Godfather, and Casino. There's your final 4.
Godfather Part 2 is a bad motherfucker too, though. Part 2. I mean,
yeah, I like Part 2 and Part 1.
Part 3 is where it's like, yeah, but 1 and 2.
I can care less for the Part 3.
Yeah. All right.
Godfather 1 is dope too.
Hell yeah. All right, I'm already hyped about this. So that's going to be tonight, 6:30 Pacific, 9:30 Eastern. So Antonio, if you're still here, you better stay up for this one. I know you got to work early in the morning, but you guys better stay
Hey,
up.
Antonio, I'll call in a bomb threat. Just give me the name and the address. I'll clear that building really fast. Ain't nobody going to work.
He's moving. It's got to be a whole block. He's on the truck. Yeah, look at the big brain on Brad. You're a smart motherfucker. Yeah, Antonio said I'll be up. I knew you were here. Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna save all that for tonight because I can start talking about this all night. We're gonna break down these movies and we're gonna have to nitpick a little bit.
I totally wish I could be a part of this, guys. I really do because it sounds fun as shit.
This is gonna be fun,
bro. If you want to get on, you on, bro. We need a panel.
Hey, I would if I could, but I gotta make some money. I gotta go out and drive.
Oh yeah, man. Hey, listen. We all gotta be driven to get this bag, baby.
That's right.
Let's go.
And Antonio said you got to call in a bomb threat for the whole town, Bogard.
I said the whole town. What? Oh, the whole city.
What?
The whole nation.
What?
We're going to war.
What?
Reversing Mars.
What?
Earth versus the whole universe.
What?
Earth is my turf.
What?
Universe, give me money.
What?
Tune in live tonight.
What?
Austin 316 Day.
What?
Austin 316 says I just whipped your ass.
I got a little story for you. I might appreciate.
Stuff my butthole in your ass and walk it dry.
One time, I worked the floor at this place called Wholesale Merchant Services. They do like credit card machines and shit, right? And so we make phone calls trying to book our guys to sell shit. Now I became one of the floor supervisors, but my thing that I did every morning is I came up and I would just do a different wrestler and do a fucking promotion, but I would just like make it about the credit card processing or whatever. And this one guy we hired looked at shit you not exactly like Stone Cold Steve Austin. Guy had never watched wrestling in his life. And I'm like, dude, you got to be Stone Cold. And this is when Stone Cold and Triple H were a pair. I'm like, I'll be Triple H. You'll be Stone Cold. We're going to do a thing. And in the morning, he's like, all right. So he didn't know how to do the Stone Cold thing. And so I'm like, you have to say like, because we book appointments. So I was like, WMS 316 says, I just booked your ass. And I was trying to tell him to say that, but he couldn't get how to do it. So the way that he figured it out, because he's like, they just booked your ass or your ass. I'm like, no, you got to do it this way. He's like, oh, so it's like giraffes. I just booked giraffes like that, like that. So I just booked your ass. There you go. You got it.
I like it.
It's a dumb story. I'm sorry, but it just reminded me of that.
Oh yeah, hell yeah! And Ronald said Tyrant sounds like Sloth from the Goonies. Hey, you guys,
Baby Roof,
Baby Roof, Baby Roof.
We're getting the hell up out of here.
Under over, like I'd say 140 watts.
Dude, there's so many. Like I have no idea how many. We might have broke 200.
Hell yeah.
Yeah,
It's going down tonight.
Go hashtag Tyrant Gang. Go check me out on YouTube, the Fantasy Tyrant. For those who haven't yet, subscribe on there. I'm telling you, Bogey, you were talking about March Madness. I've got my own March Madness coming in next week or so. I've got all four main positions: running back, QB, wide receiver, tight end. All right, I'm doing dynasty tiers. Okay. So go check that out. One for each day next week. It's going to be fucking madness. I'm telling you, March Madness, Dynasty Tiers, the Fantasy Tyrant. Check it out.
Yeah. All right. We'll see you guys tonight on the Playmakers. Peace out.
Later.
As I make my way, the fact I'm still alive, my claim to fame. It's no surprise I'm on a rise, finna stake my claim. Separate me from the others, cause we ain't the same. Ask my brothers from another, we ain't for play. Time is money, so we got no time to waste. Soon as this thing's moving, it can't be stopped. Blue bands in my pocket, call that juggernaut.
In the world today takes everything you've got. Taking a break from all your work.
quo. Finna get a bag, bustin' down that blow. Out of East Side.